Oh boy. Does it play just expose Sony? That rhyme, don't hate to play, hate the game bars. Album dropping next week. So, Does It Play is a page over on Twitter. And from what I understand, what they do is they make sure that games actually do play offline. Get it? You get a physical, make sure you don't need any patches or whatever. That's what I understand. Okay. As a matter of fact, over here in the corner it says, working to ensure games and hardware remain accessible now and always. Testing commercial releases offline. Please support us. And they have their Patreon over there. But listen to this. Everyone is talking about the digital physical split percentages, so we will too. Most of what has been parroted about consumer preference is wildly exaggerated at best, or a mix of bad faith campaign and severe negligence at worst. Sony has announced the death of physical media because of changing consumer trends. Most of us can already smell the BS in this fake excuse. It is when we take a closer look that we discover just how much of a lie the statement really is. Let's start by scrutinizing the most repeated number lately. 85% of sales are digital. This number does exist, but in what context? It comes from the fiscal year fourth quarter report for 2025. Only in this quarter did we get this number. The overall percentage for the entire year of 2025 is only 78%. Still sounds bad. Where is the lie then? It comes with what both sides include. The digital part also accounts for digital-only games, aka products which didn't give a choice to the customer. You could either add to the digital tally or not play these games at all. This alone should show you how they use statistics to deceive the public. This is what I was talking about earlier with how it included all these digital things that weren't exactly games. They were add-ons or DLC, or they weren't available in physical. So they counted them as digital sales, but it's like they didn't have the option to even buy physical. How can you include that in the numbers? But we are not done. If you look at honest comparisons, like those we got through the infamous Insomniac leaks in 2022. See, they're talking about the leaks that I was talking about earlier, that what people were talking about, with what the physical to digital ratios were, and they were more than what you thought on the physical side. Or certain market reports from the UK more recently, you will find games that even sell predominantly physical, many of which are Sony's own first-party titles. So their games sell more physical copies, but they still dare to use consumer preference as an excuse? Not convinced yet? Let's look at the even broader picture. Researching online, we can find an infographic illustrating the development of the physical-digital split over the years. Admittedly, there is a constant decline for physical share, abysmal even in the years up to 2020. However, in recent years, the year-on-year decline has slowed down and has almost reached a stable plateau. So that means there's a constant of physical game buyers out there. That's not shrinking. It has leveled out. So all those people that would have bought digital are buying, but those that still love physical are constant. They continue to buy physical. They're not leaving physical. Oh, and we have mentioned that the vast majority of all players own a console that can read discs. 82% is the number floating around online. We take a page out of Sony's book and just run with it for now. Only let's add that even the other 18% might not be digital-only diehards. After all, there were times when both the disc consoles and the detachable disc drive were sold out. That's true. And when the PS5 Pro came out, before it came out, the disc drives went on sale. And everyone knew that it wouldn't have a disc drive. So the disc drives sold out. That's how much people want the physical option. What would you say does that show about the consumer preference? Less than 18% actually prefer digital. Just with a little research, we have come from 85% prefer digital to less than a fifth of the customer base actually does. And what I would say with that, with the whole 18%, first of all, people, no matter what, people still have, people that play games and have been gaming since they were children, have a ton of physical copies that they want to be able to play. Period. So they're going to want that disc drive anyway. So with the PS6, if they don't offer a disc drive attachment to it at all, they watch this though, right? They might be in big trouble. Think about what I'm saying right now, this coming up. So why does Sony push for a change? You know by now, money. Multiple areas they benefit in an all-digital future. Well, I don't want that future. Number one, margins for digital games are simply better. They save the entire overhead of physical production, logistics, customer service, returns, retail, clear cuts, etc. Number two, this is the big one, the death of the second-hand market, or at least they think that's beneficial. If they ignore the facts that second-hand buyers can also contribute to digital revenue, and they help with discoverability, word of mouth, advertising, we wouldn't be surprised if this comes back to haunt Sony. And number three, pricing monopoly. They set the prices. They decide discounts. They decide the number of sales that happen, if any. The key word is revenue. And that's the reason why they're getting sued right now for the whole monopoly with their digital store. Because that is another great opportunity to play with alarming numbers. The revenue percentage split between digital and physical makes the gap look even wider. Of course, despite selling almost 70 million physical copies that are generated relatively low revenue. It accounts for only a little over 10% of the revenue generated by the game sales. That's the moment when reliable analysts and quality media could formulate headlines like physical media is dying makes up only 10%. But that's not alarmist enough. They can do one better. You might ask, but does it play? Why do I see people claim that the gaming space is over 95% digital? Keep remembering what I said. They might be in big trouble. Let's reveal the most evil trick of them all, shall we? Let's take a look at fiscal year 2025 report again. The overall category is called game software. In here, and subsequently in the blogs of the anti-fiscal crowd, the biggest lie materializes. Quote, game software, unquote, does not only include digital and physical game sales, it also accounts for any type of additional content, expansions, in-game currency, microtransactions of all sorts, and other software, which is not even specified as to what that could be exactly. If we now lump all this together and check the percentage of physical game revenue, we land at roughly 4.7%. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the single biggest gaslighting this industry has ever pulled on you when it comes to lying about consumer preference. It was never about consumer preference. It was about maximizing profits and control over what should be rightfully yours after a purchase. Now, this is what I mean by they could be in big trouble. If these numbers are accurate, that means no wonder the backlash is so big, because there are actually more physical gamers than they let on, than they let you know about. More people are buying physical, or way more people are buying physical still than what you thought, because of whatever numbers they release or print. That's why the backlash is so big. Meaning they could be in some big trouble. Think about it. 3 big reasons why people don't want to buy a PS6 right now. They don't even want it. They're not even thinking about it. Number 1, in no specific order, the price. Because it's going to be $1,000 or more. That's what everybody's saying. Might not be, but if it ain't $1,000 or more, it's going to be close to $1,000. Number 2, no more physical games. Okay? Need I talk more about that? I've talked for days about it. And number 3, people love their PS5s. PS5 still feels new. To me, it feels like it's halfway through its life cycle. Okay? Something about this generation doesn't feel like it's over. I just got the PS5 Pro last year, and I'm enjoying it. I just bought the disc drive for it. No, I bought the disc drive for it like a couple of months ago. It was sitting in the house. And then there was one day I was like, yo, I had a movie I wanted to watch, and I only had it on physical. So I was forced to install it there on the spot. So, yes, this could end up getting real hairy. And I'm talking Sasquatch hairy, okay? I'm talking Wookiee hairy. Okay? Post comments down below. Let me know what you all think. If these numbers are true, oh, man. 10 million subscribers. Woo!